Peter John Stoltzman here, and this is an F. You can play it high, you can play it low, or you could build an entire progression around it. Let's get started. In Workbook 1, Section 1, you will learn to play any note by name, play half steps and whole steps, perform short repetitive jams, and play octaves in both hands. The first thing you really need to conquer on this instrument is the geography of the piano. You want to get to know the piano as a map. Now, up is to the right, down is to the left. So as you go higher, you go to the right. As you go lower, you go to the left. And you want to learn the notes like they're your friends, all right? So before we get to know the notes, first just get to know some of the shapes on the piano and how it's organized physically. The black notes are really what organize the piano physically in groups of 2 and groups of 3. And this goes up and down, all the way up and down the piano, repeating 2, 3, 2, 3. And you want to just take 2 fingers and 3 fingers and run them up and down the piano like that, and get to know how this is organized and divided up. All right. So now, if you look at the group of 2 black notes, we can learn the first note, D, because it is in between the 2 black notes, and we can call that D being in the doghouse. It's a nice fun way to remember it. If you've never learned your note names, now you got to do it, all right? This is absolutely essential. Think about yourself being in a class, and you got to know your classmates. So you're going to get to know their names. This is D. There's your first friend, all right? And if you forget D's name, well, you got to come back tomorrow and remember. D's in the doghouse. Now, the rest of it's organized by the alphabet, all the white notes at least. So D, C, B, A, if we go down the alphabet. Now we get to A, there's nothing past that, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we're back to A again. And that's it, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then it repeats. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's it. So those are your note names. You got to get to know them where they are. D is the one you can hang on to. Now we're missing the black notes. So black notes have 2 names each. This one is D sharp. All right, it's just to the right of D. And this one is D flat. It's just to the left of D. So we can see the black note names as a flat or as a sharp, depending on which white note is above and below. So this one is D sharp. It's also E flat. This one is D flat. It's also C sharp. This one is between A, so it's A sharp, and B flat. This one is G sharp and A flat. This one is F sharp and G flat. All right, so you got to get to know those guys too. Maybe it feels a little bit more overwhelming, but you'll get to know them. And it's not so hard. Learn your white notes, and then your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then get the relationships to the sharps and flats, the black notes. Now, it's important that you quiz yourself and that you get to know this. Don't just learn it once and then think you have it. You got to keep going, coming back to it. Let's do some jamming on it and actually make it fun to play just one note at a time. So we've got a jam on G, we've got a jam on D, we've got a jam on F. If you can't sight read at all, you're going to have to learn this by ear. And you can do it, just listen to the track, and as you catch it by ear, then you can look at the music on here and start to learn to sight read just by correlating what you're hearing to what you're seeing on the page. All right, we're starting with the jam on G. I'm opening up my music player on Google, and I'm just going to play through it once, but you can play through it a bunch. It goes like this. and it goes around and around and gets more fun as the chords come in and everything. Let's go to the jam on D. And check out this rhythm. I'm going to let it play once and then play along with it. Bum, 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 bum. And you can really learn to sight read just by catching this by ear and then looking at how it's laid out in the notation right here. Alright, we're going to go on to the next one, to a jam on F. And I'll play along right here. This one's got a little more syncopation. You can see the rests in here. Rest. Alright, so those jams are pretty fun. I recommend going through them and having fun with those, and you could create your own jams using one note. And you can play high on the piano, you can play low, you don't have to stick to exactly where it's written. Moving on, we're going to check out intervals now. Alright, we got to talk about the distance between notes. And the smallest interval, the smallest distance between notes is called a half step. So we've already played one from D to D sharp. That's a half step up. Or if you start on D and you go to D flat, that's a half step down. And if you go 2 half steps up, well, that's a whole step. So D to E is a whole step up, and D to C is a whole step down. Some of these will go a white note to a white note. Some of them will go a white note to a black note. E up a whole step will go to F sharp. Some of them will go black note to a white note, or a black note to a black note. So you really got to pay attention to these building blocks of distance between notes that are called intervals. All right, half step is the smallest interval that you can deal with. Now, the other really important interval is an octave. And an octave is as simple as, if you play a D, an octave above D is the next D up on the piano. And an octave below D is the next D down on the piano. If I say 2 octaves up, you'll go from here to that guy. If I say 2 octaves down, you'll go from here to that guy. Alright? And you can even play octaves with each hand. So you can reach like that, and you can reach like that. And that is a great position, really important position to have in your fingers. If your hands do not reach an octave, don't sweat it. Don't feel bad, it's totally cool. Just play one note at a time, you'll be fine. But if you can, this is a really great position to have in your fingers. Now, we've got a couple more jams to go through. One's based on a half step and one is based on a whole step. And as we play through these, you can play them with single notes in each hand, or you can play them with octaves in each hand. And you can play them in the middle of the piano, or on the bottom of the piano, or on the top of the piano. Experiment with it, have fun. Alright, I'm going to open the half step jam with my music player. And this goes from D up a half step to E flat. Check it out. It's a triplet. Triplet. And then bum 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 bum. Alright, here's octaves. And then bum 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 bum. Here's up high and down low. Woo, that sounds big, doesn't it? It's the same notes. Alright, just playing with an octave, playing it high, playing it low. I highly recommend that you just experiment with it, have fun. Let's play the whole step jam now. This one goes from C up a whole step, which is to D, and then it goes to B flat up a whole step to C. Here we go. 3, and 4. Rocking now. You can see there, so C, C, D, C, D. Move it down low. Move it up high. Just experiment, have fun. Jump around a piano. See if you can find your notes. Alright, I'm going to stop right there. You can jam to your heart's content with the play along tracks. So I hope you learned something. Have fun working on it, and I'll see you next time. Peter John Stoltzman here, bringing you inspired, joyful piano music. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment and let me know what videos you would like to see. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notifications bell. And stay connected with me by going to my website and signing up for my email list. Listen to my music on Bandcamp and follow me on Facebook and Instagram.